Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Qualifying started apparently. So, hola, buenos dias. Buenos dias, James Pierre Reid. I hope your travels overseas are going well for you, my man. It's nice and warm wherever you are. We got some hot action on the track. We're at Imola this week. Qualifying started early for some reason this week, so hence the no pre-race. But we'll get to that very, very shortly. We've got 20 in the room. Michael Easter is sitting atop of the times right now. Andrew Lawrenson trying to unseat him at the moment. Only good for P2. What about Paul Russell? Third last week. His third place in a row, sliding that Porsche out of Ravazza, turn number 18. Good to see the track is dry right now as well. Lots of rain around this area in real life in recent times. Even cancelling the F1s. What else do we got here? We got James Mack, newly promoted to silver driver. James Mack, in fact. I should check the schedule. Yeah, I was trying to find it on SimGrid. Anyway, we're here. Haven't missed too much. Missed 5 minutes, but that's alright. Michael Easter sits atop of the times. Who else is out there? Here's Paul Huddy in the number 41 Audi, silver driver, looking to set his fastest time of the session. He does do that, and he goes to P12. What about Terry Rayton? How's old Terry been going so far? So a 5th and a 6th to start the season. We are in round number 3 if you've only just freshly joined us for the season. Race number 3 of 9. We're going to take a little break next week, but tonight we're going to be doing 100 minutes around Imola. Terry Rayton moves up into P2. What about Max Ricker? He's definitely made a bit of a splash since joining the league. His third race with us, P4. Nice work from him. What about Neil Fakeney? He was the hard luck story of last week. He, a minute 20 to go in the lead of silver class, and his internet gave up, unfortunately. So, he missed out on some good points and a podium. He'll be looking to make up for it this evening. Won't do it with that time, unfortunately for him. James Mack, currently 17th. 1:44.8. Looking to improve on that time. He's up by about 1.3 seconds. That'll move him up around about 12th, 14th. Alright, I was off by a couple of spots there. What about Paul Huddy again? So leader of the session so far is Easter. So former Ruse champion. Made his season debut last week. Huddy not going to improve on his time enough to move up a spot. What about Denis Strelnikov, round number 1 winner in Valencia? Last week he was second, throwing it through Alta, 14 and 15. I'm sure we'll see plenty of action through there tonight. He's 200ths down, up on his best time. That's not really going to be enough to move him up above Terry Rayton or Easter. What about Andrew Lawrenson? He's out there. He's just cruising at the moment. So our championship leader, tied championship leader, in fact, with Strelnikov. It's even Stevens right now in this early stage of the season. What about Neil Fakeney? He's coming towards the end of his lap. The double right-hander of Ravazza, 17. Run a little bit wide. Be careful. There's little mini sausage curves on the inside there. Try and tuck it in nice and tight. Shortest run to the line. He's 4/10 up on his best time. That's good enough for P8. So the Lamborghini serving him well right now. Fingers crossed his internet connection can do the same. Adrian Rice, it's his debut this season. I haven't seen him for a little while. Good to see him back though. he'll go about a tenth faster. He does, but doesn't improve enough to make up the time. Tom McDonald. Sounds like he was a bit caught out by the earlier qualifying time. So was I, but good to see he's making up for the lost time right now. Up in there in P7th. Good job by him. What about Chris Hildebrandt, the 111 Aston Martin? Looking very colourful and bright this evening. So he's 7/10 up on his best time. Look good, feel good, race good. We'll see as he goes over the hill. Sweeping right-hander. Down through the gears. That very distinctive note of the Aston. Seven-tenths up on his best time. That'll be good enough for about P6. Yep, there he is on the money. I got one right. Good stuff. I'm on the board. Nando Latenzio. Have a look at this livery. Been lots of livery changes this week as well. He's down there in 12th position right now. He's about a tenth behind Mark Hurley in the 177 Ferrari. See if he can improve. It doesn't look like it right now. He's 1.1 seconds down on his best time. Wally Masterson's about to cross the line. 3/10 up on his best time. Not enough to improve position. Andrew Lawrenson, 6/10 off the pace right now. Andrew Lawrenson in the Porsche with 3.5 minutes remaining. They're all chasing this man here, Michael Easter. Last week on debut, he miscalculated fuel at Indy towards the end, so had to go into some severe fuel saving mode. Just having a little bit of trouble there as he goes through Tosa now, turn number 7. He'll head up the hill. We might click over to someone else though. Someone else on a fast lap right now. That's Matt Frost. P5 in the championship. Matt Frost having a good start to the season so far. A 6th and a 4th. Good enough for 69 points so far in the 666 Audi. And not going to improve on his time there. I see a lot of red on my screen with less than 3 minutes left in the session. Setting the grid for round number 3 of the Race on Oz PC League. Hope you've all had a great start to the week. Monday, not my jam, but you know, pay the bill somehow, right? Here's Paul Russell coming out of Aqua Minerale. Head up the hill now into 14 and 15. I think he's got the Aston Martin. Oh, have a look at him throwing it through, and that's upset the Porsche a little bit too much there. And that's cost him a whole bunch of time, and he will not improve on his time as we sit. What about Terry Rayton? He's off on a hot lap, so is Michael Easter. Strelnikov is out there, but he's 1.5 tenths down. He's about halfway through the lap. Andrew Lawrenson looking to improve by a couple of tenths here. He does, but still not good enough to move up onto the front row of the grid. He'll remain in P4 for now. Tom McDonald. I wonder if his friends call him T-Mac. I won't, because I don't know him. But he goes, he remains even Stevens. It's his best time, 42.135. Good enough for P7 right now. What about Simeon Coco, one of the AM drivers, a little bit further down the pack there in P18. See if he can improve on his time. He does, but it's not good enough to move up. Terry Rayton now making his way into the second half of the lap. Down the hill into the right-hander. Sliding that Ferrari through. Lovely liveried laundry house, going for that rusted kind of look, if you like. Looks like a lot of time and effort has gone into that livery. Matt Frost has done himself a mischief somewhere along the circuit. I think that was at Aqua Minerale. No, I think that was at looked like it was at the Villeneuve chicane. Anyway, Terry Rayton, he's lost a bit of time on this lap, so he's not going to improve. Andrew Lawrenson was 3/10 up, but he had a little mistake there. His time went red. This man here, Paul Russell, currently sitting 9th, 3/10 up on his best time. That'd almost get him into the top 5. We've got 20 seconds left in the session, so this is going to be it for Paul Russell. Had a very strong start to the season. And that lovely liveried Jack Daniels Porsche, the number 6. Makes his way to the line. 1.5 tenths up. And good enough for P6. Nice work from him. Here's Max Ricker. He's 1.5 tenths up on his best time. Strelnikov is out there. He's 1.5, almost 2 tenths up, but he's invalidated his lap. So is Terry Rayton. And Michael Easter is 7 tenths down on his best time. So they're the 3 drivers ahead. Foxconn 000. We're in the official countdown before we'll get this race underway. Max Ricker, though, just got to finish off his lap. He'll have to improve by a significant margin more than what he is now. 1.5 tenths up on his best time. He's about 6 tenths behind Andrew Lawrenson in P4. So it's all over bar the shouting here. Michael Easter has claimed pole position. He will begin the race from pole in the Porsche. Some good points for Porsche at the moment. And Max Ricker ends up improving by about 0.05 of a second to a 41.770. Good enough for P5. So nice work from Max Ricker. We'll see what he has for the race. He's proven to be quite the racer so far. We'll see if he has got what he's got in store for us tonight. But Michael Easter, congratulations. Race number 2 for the season. And he puts it on pole position. Terry Rayton starting from 2nd. Strelnikov 3rd. 4th is Lawrence, and Max Ricker is 5th. And Paul Russell, Frost, Hildebrand, McDonald and Fakeney. Highest of the silver drivers, that's Chris Hildebrand. Well done to him. And the 111 Aston Martin. And the highest of the AM drivers is Mark Hurley in the 177 Ferrari. So gives you a bit of an idea in terms of the class makeup of the grid right now. We didn't get to do it in the pre-race, so we might as well do it in the session time between qualifying and the race. Let's have a quick recap of last week. So it was Andrew Lawrenson, the 992 Laundry House Porsche. He took out victory. He was the round 2 Pro Class winner and outright winner. Congratulations to him. Matthew Marsh, I haven't seen his name tonight, so he's not going to make it 2 class wins in a row. The number 33 Porsche, he was the round number 2 silver class winner, and the 177 Mark Hurley Ferrari was the round 2 AM class. So a massive congratulations to all 3 of those drivers. They were our class winners for last week around Indy, which was a very, very entertaining race. Heather Russell in the chat. Hello, Heather. Hope you're well. What an entertaining race that was last week with the change up in terms of the pit stops and whatnot. So it definitely shook things up, and I gotta say, Andrew Lawrenson really put on a masterclass. Strelnikov was on the same sort of strategy, just the splash and dash, but couldn't quite pull off the victory. It was Lawrenson who took out victory there. Easter and T-Mac, Tom McDonald, had some cracking battles. So did he and Frost. So, McDonald was in the thick of things last week. I mentioned Neil Fakeney cutting out there with 1:20 left from 5th outright. Easter with the late race fuel issue. And, that was all she wrote for round number 2. I sound so old when I say that, don't I? Alright, so let's take a look at the championship standings, shall we? So it's Andrew Lawrenson, as I mentioned, sitting on top, 90 points. He's tied with Denis Strelnikov on 90. Paul Russell there in 3rd, 2 thirds in a row, 3rd in the championship, 75 points. Max Ricker, 4th in the championship on 69. Not a great race for him last week. Matt Frost has been the picture of consistency. He's sitting in 5th, a 6th and a 4th on 69 points. Tom McDonald didn't start the first race. P5 last week, good enough for 64 points. Terry Rayton, a 5th and a 6th. He's 64 points as well.
30 seconds.
We've got James Mack in there on 57, Michael Easter on 57, and Matthew Marsh on 54 points.
Seconds.
Let's have a quick look at the manufacturers before this one gets underway. It's Porsche on top by 11. over Ferrari, Aston Martin on 150 points, Lamborghini, BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. So I wonder if the ballast is starting to play its part right now with Andrew Lawrenson, where he is on ballast for him 8 kilos. So is Dennis Strelnikov. Mark Hurley is on 6. Paul Russell's on 4 kilos. James Mack and Matthew Marsh both on 3 kilos. It is accumulative, and it will add up to whatever it adds up to over the season, up to 30 kilos. So that will be the maximum limit. And here we go. So we're getting this all sorted. An hour and 40 minutes tonight. The whole Russell family there watching. They'll be cheering away Paul. Marsh is away for 6 weeks now. No way to defend his win. Oh, okay. Good stuff. All right. Yeah, an hour and 40 minutes tonight. It's going to be fun. Haven't done a longer than hour race for a little whiles. And the early time caught me out, so I haven't had a chance to completely eat my dinner. Trying to sneak it in throughout the race as they're all making their way through the field. Have a look at that. Delightful sight. I do like John Stockton's livery as well. Check that out. Fire and Ice. I'm digging it. I like it. I think we've got everyone's liveries as well this week, which is great. Paul Huddy, that's definitely an in-game livery. I don't know about this one. I don't think this is a custom livery either. It says Garage 59, so I have to assume that it's not a custom livery. Tom McDonald in there as well through Aqua Minerale. I'm sure we'll see plenty of action through there as well. This is a 19-turn, 4.9 kilometre circuit. A lot of drivers really enjoy this track. It's had a bit of a renaissance last few years thanks to COVID. F1 revisiting the area. Obviously not this year, unfortunately for them. They had much bigger issues to deal with in terms of the flooding in the area, but generally is a track that's enjoyed by most. It was originally built by Enzo Ferrari to be like a mini Nordschleifer. He wanted his own Nordschleifer, and hence Imola was born. So it's been scenes to plenty of great action over the years. We're hoping that it's going to be seen to a great race today. Races using an in-game livery. It's not custom. Oh, yeah. Race Rice. Adrian Rice, I reckon he's talking about there. All right, here we go. So they've got to go around the little bend here. And they're all lining up side by side. Looks nice and neat and tidy. Easter and Rayton on the front row. Strelnikov and Lawrenson right behind him. Ricker, Russell, Frost, Hildebrandt, McDonald, Fakeney. We're about to get this one underway. We'll get the signal. There's the line so we can see it. What a beautiful sight.
Green light, give it all you can.
There's the green light. And looks like Lawrenson got a cracking start there. He's going to go side by side with Rayton. They make contact. They bang into Strelnikov as well. Rayton and Strelnikov were going at it. Easter's bolted. So is Lawrenson. Looks like everyone's managed to get through there as well without any dramas. So well done to all. That was a good start. But Easter. Oh, poor Russell. Oh, we've got issues at the Villeneuve chicane. Rice is in there as well. Oh, it's all happening. Let's have a quick look back here. Adrian Rice was caught up in it. So we see a few cars up there ahead. Paul Russell was in there too. Oh, you can see them all pinballing off. And then, Rice has just got caught up in it as well. That's a horrible start for him. And back to live pictures now. So He finds himself down there in P17 for now. They're all coming up the hill for the first time tonight. It's Easter leading from Lawrenson, Strelnikov, Rayton, Ricker. Russell's in P6, a little bit further back from that first group. But a relatively clean start from everyone. And it's going to be Easter who will lead him across the line for the first time. Lawrenson is going to give chase. We go on board with him. Oh, this is Hildebrandt looking to put a move on McDonald, going around the outside. 100-minute race, so you've got plenty of time. Patience is a virtue. Mutanzio makes up a spot there in P18. Back to the front of the pack though. Racing's tight so far. Embryonic stages of this one. So having a look at Strelnikov here on the back of Lawrenson. So they both have the 8 kilos of ballast. A new initiative this season. Trying to keep parity at the moment. Parity, a very hot topic in V8 supercars at the moment. As Strelnikov just probing slightly, having a look, letting Lawrenson know that he's there. Clattering across the sausage curbs there at 14 and 15. Going to follow him down the hill. Oh, big lunge down the inside. And managed to pull it up, but avoid. Let's have a look at that on the replay. We might go on board with him here to see what happened. And oh, did he outbrake himself? I don't think that was really a move that he was making as such. And very lucky that nothing more came of that, as Rayton manages to get past Andrew Lawrenson, move himself up into P2. And Lawrenson now has Strelnikov tucked in behind him. So these two, as I mentioned, the 8 kilos of ballast is going to matter. Michael Easter just starting to gap these guys. It's almost 2 seconds right now. While Rayton, Lawrenson and Strelnikov are going to scrap it out amongst themselves here. Silver class leader right now is Chris Hildebrandt. He's the 111 Aston Martin. He's in P8 outright, leading the class, and Wally Masterson, he is leading the AM class. Strelnikov having him look at the back of Lawrenson right now. He's going to try his luck again over those sausage curbs. And the light hits the lights. It looks like he's flushing the lights there for a second. He clearly isn't, but gives you the impression. We go on board the Ferrari. So it's Porsche, Ferrari, Porsche, Ferrari. 1, 2, 3, 4. BMW thrown in there, and then another Porsche and a Ferrari in 6th and 7th. This is good racing between Lawrenson and Strelnikov. Underrated, being able to drive so closely to another driver without taking them out or yourself out. James Pierre-Reed just giving us a bit of insight there in the chat. Terry Rayton has experience here from SRO Esports Asia Round 1. Should have a good chance over the distance. Ooh, Hildebrandt and Frost. The 666 Aston Martin. And they're going to go side by side here, up the hill. Who's going to be able to break the latest? Oh, no, this is not at the hill. This is, that's at, Dingo, Piratella. Sorry, my mistake. Anyway, it was Hildebrand. Lost out on that one. He's got Neil Fakeney tucked in behind him now. So nice little scrap down there. Paul Huddy and James Mack are in the hunt there too. I'll just quickly get back to this battle at the front. I'm not going to let you guys miss out on anything, but it's Easter, 2-second gap over Rayton. Lawrenson's 1.2 seconds behind Rayton, and then Strelnikov, you can see, is half a second behind Lawrenson, with Ricker 1.8 seconds and Paul Russell there. So it's this sort of little extended group of 6 on a little race of their own right now, but there's action aplenty lower in the field, which we'll get to very shortly. Strelnikov pulls out of the draft, goes up the inside. They're going to go side by side here. Lawrenson will have the inside run on the exit and able to take advantage and just fend off Strelnikov for the time being. We're looking from the rear of the Porsche now. So he's going to have to do his best. These are the 2 race winners for the season so far, Lawrenson and Strelnikov. Putting on an entertaining show so far. Strelnikov will continue to have a look. Oh, he's going to go up the inside. And whoa, they go side by side through Alta. Strelnikov runs a little bit wide. But you got the tarmac out there as well, so it doesn't scrub off any speed. They're going to continue to duke it out. It's going to go around the outside of 17. That's not uncommon to do that there. It has a little bit of contact with the rear quarter panel of the Porsche. Belong to Lawrenson. They will continue on. There's Lawrenson getting extremely close to that wall. Now let's open up the door a little bit for Max Ricker here. So this has become a group of 4 right now. Lawrenson, Strelnikov, Ricker and Russell. Having a look at lap times, Lawrenson did a 44.7, Strelnikov a 44.9, Ricker a 43.2 and a 42.7 to Paul Russell. So that's why they've all bunched up here. Lawrenson is not the slowest of the group. These 2 are a little bit slower than the 2 guys behind. Obviously they've had the fresh air. And they've not been fighting with one another either. We got issues. Bridgens and Latanzio. That is, I think that's at the chicane. Let's see what happens here. And, up the inside. That's at Tamburello. And that's not uncommon to see that sort of accident through there as well. And that was Bridgens just caught up in it too. So, well, that was both the cars, Bridgens and Latanzio, as he gets going again, as we go back to live action. Let's head back to this battle here. This is for 3rd and 4th, Lawrenson versus Strelnikov. This has been some great racing between these 2. Let's see what the lap times are on this lap. 42.6 to Lawrenson, a 42.3 to Strelnikov. So he's got the pace advantage, and you can see that on the screen right now. He's going to go around the outside. Looking to put the move on in Tamburello. Oh, hits the sausage curbs. And Lawrenson almost goes around there. Manages to save it up. We saw a great save from him, I think, in Valencia as well. In the meantime, have a look at this. Max Ricker and Paul Russell. Oh, they got a bit of argy-bargy going on as well. And Russell, he makes a great save as well. Then now here's Lawrenson on the recovery. This has gotten very willing very, very quickly. And all four of these guys continuing to race extremely hard. This is Ricker and Lawrenson. They're going to go side by side through through Piratella. And they're going to go down the hill to Aqua Minerale. Still side by side. Ricker not giving this up without a fight. Cuts across the front of the Porsche there. And stakes his claim for P number 4. So he's going to try and hunt down Paul Russell while Strelnikov is back. And he makes the move. So finally he gets it done. And he's able to get his Ferrari ahead of the Porsche belonging to Andrew Lawrenson. All of this happening right now. We're only 12 minutes into a 100-minute race. And Frost and McDonald, they're swapping positions as well. No, sorry, that's the wrong one. Been a hot and heavy start to round number 3. Why does it do that? Anyway, so we follow these two guys now. So they just make their way through here. Cars bouncing off the little mini sausage curbs. Let's get back to this quartet, if you like. So Lawrenson's just dropped off the back of this group. Last lap around, Russell a 45.5, 46.3 to Ricker, 48.8 to Strelnikov, and a 49.6 to Andrew Lawrenson. So gives you an idea on the pace. It's going to be interesting in regards to the pit stops tonight. I'll take you through that momentarily. So, pit stops tonight, as we've become accustomed to. I'm changing it up. So, minutes. There they are. Hang on. So it's a little bit different. Continue to watch this. Ooh, Rayton has closed up a little bit now on Easter. So only 0.8 the difference, and Rayton just did a 41.857, the fastest lap of the race. A 42.582 to Easter on that last trip around as well. So I'll monitor the gap on that one there, while these three continue to battle it out, and Lawrenson just dropping off the back of this group ever so slightly. 42.925 that last lap. These guys, Russell was a 42.7, 42.6 to Ricker, and a 42 flat to Strelnikov. So Lawrenson, perhaps that ballast not sitting very well with him at the moment, just affecting the speed of that car. It is a long race though. We've still got 85 minutes left of this 100-minute race to round out the first third of the season, as Strelnikov once again looking very racy, trying to get past the BMW belonging to Max Ricker. Still 1.2 seconds the gap, 1.3 now between Easter and Rayton. Oh, have a look at Ricker here. Very racy from the number 27 BMW. We go up the front straight one more time. Still 1.4 seconds the gap. Rayton was half a second a lap slower on Easter, so perhaps Easter made a mistake on the previous lap and things have corrected themselves, and the gap is back out to 1.5 seconds between those two. But that's not the battle that we want to watch anyway. This is the battle right here. Ricker looking very racy. Masterson managed to get past Brayton. Let's have a quick look at how that came about. Oh, here we go. Up the front straight, side by side. And the BMW driver able to get the job done. Nice work to Wally Masterson, who's up into P13. As we go back to live pictures, Strelnikov now continuing to crawl all over the back of the BMW. We go on board with him. And he's going to go up the inside there. Oh, have a look at Lawrenson. He wants to get a piece of this as well. He's going to tuck into the back of the BMW here. Just trying to take advantage of the vulnerable Max Ricker. And here they go. What can Lawrenson do here? Oh, some more intel from the chat. Love it. Thanks, Jamie Easter. He drifted on turn 2. Thank you very much. I'm going to assume by the surname there that you're a relative of Michael. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying him. I haven't had him on the screen too much, unfortunately. He's got a 1.8 second lead over Terry Rayton, so we haven't had too much to see of him. Hopefully later on throughout the race we can maybe do some on board with him if he continues to lead by this much. But not being on the screen means a good thing. It means you're out in the front and you're doing it pretty well. That's where we often see this man, Andrew Lawrenson. Oh, he ducks back down the inside of Max Ricker. He's going to have to soak up some pressure here, because Andrew Lawrenson is not a man that you want to have behind you. So Max Ricker's really going to have to do a good job of defending here to keep that spot. Currently P5 right now. We approach the 20-minute mark. I will get back to that pit stop setup because it is complicated. It's lengthy. But we'll work it out. Oh, here's Strelnikov on Paul Russell going up the front straight. Are we going to see some weather potentially? Weather randomness set to 3. Just saying that we're getting some clouds. Track temperature 35, air temperature 29. Neither of these drivers will be thinking of that right now. Paul Russell is just thinking about how he can stay in front of Dennis Strelnikov. And Strelnikov is thinking about how he can try and get past Paul Russell here. Doesn't want to stare at the rear of that Jack Daniels for Porsche for too long. Gotta say, it's been pretty entertaining so far. We've had battles up the front. Class leader for Silver is Hildebrandt. Fakeney and Mack is the podium, and they're all together, the 9th, 10th and 11th. Looks like Strelnikov was, not Strelnikov, Lawrenson was looking to launch an attack on Ricker. Get back to these two. Going down through Aqua Minerale. Oh, Russell makes a little bit of a mistake, runs wide. And they're going to go side by side now. Strelnikov almost got a wheel on the dirt there. Fighting it out, tooth and nail. And once again, Strelnikov racing nice and hard here. So we've got cloud on the way. So no more sun, cloud cover right now. See if that has an effect on the track temperature. Is at 35, air temperature 28. So it's already dropped a degree to 34. I don't think that's really going to affect performance too much at this stage. We will wait and see. Just scanning down through the rest of the pack. There's another little scrap want to get over to very, very shortly. We can see Ricker and Lawrenson in the background there as well. McDonald and Frost in 7th and 8th. They're having a good one. And then the AM drivers, Cocko, Hurley and Rice. They're very tightly compacted. We'll stick with this because you know what happens. Talk about a commentator's curse. And, mate, if you're watching the cricket, you will be very happy right now. I won't mention the cricket on here. I don't know if that's really everyone's cup of tea. It's Strelnikov pouring the pressure on Paul Russell. Strelnikov was a 10th slower, 1.5 tenths slower on that previous lap. I really want to duck over to these guys. Have a look at this. This is for AM. So Simeon Cocko in the BMW, Hurley and Rice. These three drivers going at it. 15th, 16th and 17th, but this is 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the AM class. So they're having themselves a fine old time right now. Good to see Adrian Rice back and in the thick of it as well. So a familiar name back again. And that is John Stockton, silver driver, just up ahead of these guys as well. So it gives you a bit of an idea what's happening a little bit further down in the field. It's still Michael Lisa leading this one. It's 1.1 seconds the gap. Oh, it's dropped down to less than a second now between him and Terry Rayton. Last lap around, Easter did a 42.335. Rayton did a 42.105. So a couple of tenths faster on that last lap. Advantage to Rayton. And Strelnikov still continues to probe the rear of the Porsche belonging to Paul Russell. He was sliding through there. Oh, here we go, up the inside. And he gets it done, just two. Nice work, Dennis Strelnikov. You get the sense he's a man in a hurry tonight. And he'll want to scamper away now from Paul Russell. It's going to be easier said than done though. And just monitoring this right now. So it's less than a second the gap between Easter and Rayton. These two continue to occupy P1 and P2. Oh, have a look at this. This is a little battle pack. Oh, he's heating it up. That's Hurley making contact with Stockton in the Fire and Ice 121 Ferrari and Adrian Rice. Just wanted to get a little piece of it there. Oh, and Hildebrandt now. He's all over the back of Tom McDonald. They're in 8th and 9th. Silver class leader, Chris Hildebrandt. Ducking and diving, weaving, trying to find a way past that Ferrari. These are two of the closest cars on the circuit right now. And just back at the front, it's still 0.8 of a second the gap between Easter and Rayton. That's Nando Latenzio, so he's a lapped car right now. He had that issue earlier with Bridgens, so that's why he's down there. And then Stockton and Rice have just swapped positions as well. So continue to have a look here. So last lap around a 42.272 to Easter. Rayton did a 42.127. So once again, a little bit faster, and the gap just keeps on chipping away at it. 0.7 a second now. We'll skip over to here because Hildebrandt and Tom McDonald are duking it out right now in 8th and 9th. 0.6 of a second the gap between Easter and Rayton. I'll get to it. this plays itself out. Neil Fakeney, he's in there as well. So he's running 10th, second in class. And then James Mack, a couple of seconds behind these guys, third in the silver class. Here's Terry Rayton. It's half a second now. A 42.547 the last lap to Easter. A 42.380 to Terry Rayton. So once again, Rayton holding the pace advantage. Stephen Haycock, Lawrence and heavy on fuel. Well, thank you for mentioning that. So, pit stop rules for this evening. I will attempt to decipher it for you. Just continue to watch this battle. So it's still overcast. Track has dropped down to 34 degrees. It was at 35. Got plenty of cloud cover, at least for the next 15 minutes. It is a time multiplier of 2 tonight. So it's 4:08 PM in game time. Weather randomness set to 3. And rain set to 0.2. I know there was some fear of rain on the Wacky Wednesday night. But no signs of it yet. We'll wait and see. But this is great stuff. This is for the lead right now. It's Easter leading from Rayton. 12 seconds down the road is Dennis Strelnikov, and he's been released. So last lap around was the fastest lap of the race, a 41.492, belonging to the Ferrari driver. And Hildebrandt, is he going to get the move done on Tom McDonald? They make contact. That got awkward. Let's go to the replay, shall we? And have a look at that again. Helicam might give us a better view here. Yeah, up the inside. McDonald came back around. Just a little bit of contact. He caught one in the door there. And those two are going to continue on. We go back to live pictures. The gap has just now drifted out to 7/10 of a second between Rayton and Easter. Now 8/10 of a second, in fact. So, yeah, 42.8 last time around. 42.3 to Rayton. So half a second advantage. We'll see what it is as they tick over another lap. And we're approaching almost the first half an hour of this 100-minute enduro. Is it an enduro at 100 minutes? I guess so. 42.522 to Easter. 42.962 to Rayton. Looks like Rayton's got some pretty good pace in the first part of the lap. And yeah, he seems to make up some ground here, and then it's the second half of the lap. Alright, here we go. James Pierre Reid, he's going to simplify the rules. The car must stop and go up on jacks. Whatever service you are, whatever service you after this, that is up to you. That, I could not have done it better myself. My way was probably going to be a much longer, long-winded version of that. But basically, yeah, they just got to stop the car, but you got to do some sort of service. Now, the caveat to that was, though, nobody knows if repairing damage will be enough. So just to be on the safe side, if you've got damage to repair, Terry Rayton. Just that little snap oversteer there. Got very greedy over those sausage curbs. They can take you out in the blink of an eye. There you go. So, yeah, it's basically just got to stop the car. But yeah, nobody knows if just repairing the damage will let it tick over. So, yeah, they're going to need to do some sort of change. So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a real mixed bag tonight. Last week was fantastic. Just the strategy that was implied by Andrew Lawrence and Strelnikov, for that matter. They both went with the splash and dash option. Lawrenson obviously came out on top in that battle. And Andrew Lawrenson down there in P6 right now. So Stephen Hancock saying Andrew heavy on fuel before he suggested. So could be on the money there. A 43.227 his last lap around. His best laps are 42.647. So just a tick over half an hour into this one. Plenty more still to play out before round 3 is over. And here we go. We saw Rayton have a big look last lap. Track's still at 34 degrees. It's a little bit much more tidier for Rayton on that trip around. So go along the front straight. Can Rayton get a little toe here? Easter, he doesn't have any ballast. Don't think Rayton does either. Straight fight between these two. 42.770 to Easter that last lap around. 42.632 to Rayton. So a tenth and a half in it between these two. 4 tenths a second the gap. So Neil Fakeney is now the holder of the silver class lead. Might just tick over to Andrew Lawrenson for a moment. He's still behind Max Ricker. He was a couple of tenths faster on that previous lap. So you feel like Andrew Lawrenson is just biding his time at this stage. There's Paul Russell in the foreground. Had a pretty lonely race in Valencia. Not too lonely. He's got these guys not that far away, but he's 7.4 seconds adrift of Denis Strelnikov in third place. And once again, Rayton. The gap just maintaining right now. It's sort of hovering. The back end of the Ferrari just looking a little bit loose. Track still at 34 degrees. Classified as optimum. And 4 tenths the advantage to Michael Easter on that last lap around. So they're... No, actually, it was... Yeah, no, it was. It was as good as something else. Just duck over to Adrian Rice. He's in 15th place. He's got Mark Hurley just up ahead of him, and John Stockton. Oh, that's at Minerali. He's going around, facing the wrong way. Let's see what happened to him. By himself. And, oh, he went a bit wide. Oh, yeah, Sausage Curb's got him there. Upset the car, back end, turned around. And that was all it needed. And he's on his way again. So once again, we find ourselves at 3 tenths of a second gap. Rayton looking a bit closer here now. Nice and tidy as well over the curbs. Scanning the field a little bit further back. Yeah, we got some good... oh, sorry, my mistake. Oh, James Pierre Reid. I just saw the the picture on Discord. Doing it in style, my man. Looking good. I appreciate the commitment. What's happened here? Paul Russell. He's going to get swallowed up here by Ricker and Lawrenson. Let's see if we can catch what happened. Oh, is that Tamburello? Oh, he almost lost it. Held onto it. Onto the dirt. There goes Ricker. And Lawrenson came through as well. So, Paul Russell, a small mistake. Cost him dearly. He's lost 2 spots. Now finds himself in P6. Oh, John Stockton's going around again. That's at Ravazza. So he's not having a good last sort of 5-10 minutes. And I was just about to say that the this race is kind of just starting to just flatten out a little bit. Everyone will be in a nice rhythm. Paul Russell now down in P6. Lawrenson and Ricker continuing to go at it. Oh, James Pierre Reid is leaving us. Alright, so Brayton and Easter continue to hover around that 5/10 of a second. Last lap around 42.420 to Easter, 42.647 to Brayton. And we're seeing a bit more sunshine return now after a period of overcast weather. Track temperature is still at 34 degrees. We'll see if that does rise. .431 in game time. Tom McDonald going backwards. That is not where he wants to be. Oh, that looks like Tamburello has claimed another one here. So he ran wide. Or is that, that's Villeneuve. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that could have been a big one. But he's gotten away with that. No damage done. And he continued to get back on his way. He'll be hoping that nobody saw that, but we all did. In the meantime, though, what we're all watching here is Terry Rayton. All over the back of the Porsche. He's continued to pressure Easter as much as he possibly can. Easter has done everything that he needs to do so far. He's been able to soak up the pressure, a former Rouge champion. So he has the pedigree. So they've got some lap traffic. That will be Bridgens, one of the AM drivers. So he'll do his best to get out of the way. Continue to go. So Strelnikov, fastest lap of the race. His last was a 41.970. So he's 9.6 seconds behind this pairing here. So he was around about 12 or 13 seconds once he got past Russell. So he's made a bit of headway into these two as we've ticked over 40 minutes. So still a long way to go. Just a tick under an hour. Bridgens is in the pits. He's been in there for 50 seconds now, so that's like it's a scheduled stop for him. Well, this has been great stuff between Easter and Rayton, just holding pat for now. Dive down through Minerali one more time. That's John Stockton tucked in behind them, so he's a lap car. The rest of the field relatively spread out right now. Sun shining. Back to beautiful conditions that we saw at the beginning of the race and in qualifying. Simeon Coco now in the pits as well. The Bridgens pit stop went for 1 minute 27 in total. Just give you a bit of an idea. And as I have a look through the field, so 1, 2, 3 all started in the same position. Max Ricker, he started in 5th, finds himself in 4th. Who else has made up some spots? James Mack started 15th. He's in 9th right now, so he's up 6. Oh, Simeon Cocker. What's happened? Oh, blue flag. So just doing his best to stay out of the way of everyone. So last lap around, Easter did a 622, sorry, and then a 42.537 to Rayton. So you don't need me to tell you the gap right now. You can see it on your screen. And here we go. Terry Rayton's got a pit. All right, so he's decided. I'm a bit tired of this. So Easton will continue on. Strelnikov will come through. Let's see what Max Ricker does here. He'll continue on. Lawrenson does. Paul Russell does. Okay, cool. What about Matt Frost? He continues on as well. Okay, so Rayton, we'll keep the clock on him. He's been stopped. Total stop time 16 seconds and counting at the moment. Still stationary in the pits. Neil Fakeney looking good right now. P7 at the moment. He is the head of silver class. So after the unfortunate circumstances for him and his internet connection last week, he's back and picking up where he left off. Oh, Hildebrandt. What happened? Stop, go, speeding in the pit lane, 85. That is Terry Rayton. Terry Rayton! Oh, no, Terry Rayton. Oh, no, that is horrible. So, let's That's ruined his race. Basically, where are you, Terry? Right down in 12th. Right, so he's got the stop-go penalty. Man, that sucks for him. That kind of sucks for the race as well. So he'll have to serve that stop-go penalty. And that means this man here, Denis Strelnikov, he's in P2. That's where he's going to hold after Rayton serves his penalty. Any movement from Easter, he's still out there. Let's go over to McDonald and Hildebrandt. They're in 10th and 11th. They're the two closest cars on the circuit. So as we're not too far away from the halfway mark, let's do a quick little recap as we're watching Tom McDonald. Yeah. Oh, have a look at this. They're racing into the pit lane. Sorry, I was just distracted there for a moment. Let's have a look at the replay on that, shall we? Watch this. So that's Hildebrandt in front of him. Strelnikov and racing all the way into the pit lane. So, did redress in there. I don't think that's 100% necessary, but in terms of fulfilling any type of obligation. Jamie Easter, damn, he's got to be so disappointed. He was fighting so well with Michael. Yes, he was. So it was a very entertaining battle between those two. And unfortunately for Terry, he has stepped on the accelerator a little bit too early, and that's going to cost him a 30-second trip. Well, more than 30 seconds in the pits. This is Lawrenson tucked in behind Ricker. Just listen to that Porsche screaming. Rayton has served his penalty now. Where does he come out? Oh, 13th. There he is. So, Matt Frost, he's in the pits. And I didn't get his... Oh, yeah, so minute 11. Nah, that's wrong. That was his 30-second stop-go. I didn't catch his previous pit time to give us a bit of an idea on a par time right now. But with 50 minutes left, so we're not too far away from the halfway mark. It's Easter leading from Strelnikov. It's 8.5 seconds the gap between those two. Keep a close eye on that. It was at 9 point something before. So Strelnikov, his last lap around a 42.420 to a 42.785. So we've seen him chipping away. Oh no! Coco and Hurley, what happened here? That looks like it was a pit and quit. Oh, he almost went over. Wow, I've never seen that before. And that is how they got there. That's where we found them. So, as we go back to live pictures. And yeah, that's Coco's gone. He's out of the race. Don't blame him. Master's in the pits. Oh, Strelnikov is in the pits as well. So amongst that little bit of mayhem, I'll keep an eye on him. He's been in there for 50 seconds now. He's stopped for stationary for 30. And I think that's it. He's off and away. So a 30-second stop. Total pit time we'll get to shortly. I'll let you know once he exits. But 30 seconds stationary for Denis Strelnikov. Strelnikov, yeah, minute 16 total pit lane time in 30 seconds. Frost was a minute 19 and 35 seconds stationary. It sort of tracks along the lines of others that have stopped. That's Paul Russell just ducking into the pits now as well. So here he comes. So this is going to be the first of the front runners that was going to give us a bit of a comparison. I'll keep the stopwatch on him as well. Would you believe me if I said that I actually do have a stopwatch and I'm actually timing them on another screen? I'm not, but you know. Alright, so he's been stopped for 40 seconds in total. We're watching Lawrence and Ricker. Adrian Rice is travelling nicely though. He's top 10 at the moment. But these two are our race leaders. Yet to pit, obviously. Strelnikov has finished. And hang on. Easter was in there as well. I didn't even pick that up. I'm so sorry. And it was Paul Russell as well. So, total pit times for Michael. When did Michael Easter pit? I'm so sorry. A minute 14 total pit time from him. 32 seconds stationary. He was stationary 2 seconds longer than Strelnikov. But Strelnikov was a total of a minute 16. So, a longer pit lane time. And Paul Russell, a minute 17 total time. And 34 seconds stationary. Frost, and then Lawrenson yet to pit, and Max Ricker is now in the pits as well. So that 30 to 34, 35 seconds stationary gives us a bit of an idea on what the sort of strategy is. That's probably a changing of tyres and some fuel in there as well by the looks of things. As Terry Rayton moves up a position, so he's got a lot of work to do. As Huddy coming into the pits, James Mack coming into the pits. They're all joining Max Ricker in there right now. He'll be finishing up his stop very, very shortly. In the meantime, our race leader is Andrew Lawrenson, last week's race winner. Here's Easter. Where's Ricker still? There he is. Alright, so keep an eye on that. So Lawrenson leads. Easter second, Strelnikov third. Fourth is Ricker. So above that top four, three have pitted. Lawrenson is the odd man out there. Huddy in the pits, Mack in the pits, so they'll drop down. Russell and Frost will move up. Fakeney and Stockton. So we'll do a little recap once these pit stops have sorted themselves out. It's going to be the last man to pit. It's going to be Andrew Lawrenson by the looks of things, because Huddy's just finishing up. Stockton's just come into the pits. There he is, the Fire and Ice liveried Ferrari 121. And alright, all eyes now on Andrew Lawrenson. When will he pit? Last week was the masterclass. Rayton getting past Huddy coming out of the pits as well. Get back to these two. So Russell and Ricker, they've been together for a part of this race already. See what sort of lap times they put down. I think Ricker's just fresh. If Ricker is fresh out of the pits.
I got a funny feeling. Ooh, that's a bit awkward. Oh, looks like Russell was able to take advantage of that though. Ricker maybe just caught napping there a bit. Russell weaving, trying to get past. They go through Villeneuve chicane, named after the great Gilles Villeneuve. His son raced here as well. Obviously, Jacques. His dad raced for Ferrari though, obviously, so a little bit more of a stronger connection to this area. And Russell following Ricker. So Lawrenson. So my theory is going to pit after halfway. And I think the reason that we saw him not having the same pace he's usually used to is I reckon he would have been in fuel saving, trying to stretch this pit stop out and just be able to eke it out enough like he did last week. So that's my theory. I'm going to stick to it. Or that's Russell managed to get past there. The camera was at a funny angle. We'll see if we can pick it up on the replay though. So what happened? This is at... Oh, he's run deep at Ravazza. That's what happened. And manages to gather it back up again. And poor Russell was able to just step through and take that position away from Max Ricker. So poor Russell back up into P4. I'm sure the Russell family will be enjoying that thoroughly. And the Porsche driver putting in a fantastic effort tonight. Terry Rayton continues to pick him off. This is James Mack, Ferrari on Ferrari crime here. They go up the front straight. You should have enough pace there to easily send that down the inside, get that pass done nice and tidy. And away he goes. So Terry Rayton back up into 8th position after that pit stop, stop and go penalty he received. And now it's Max Ricker. Track has actually dropped another degree in temperature. So despite the sun coming out, 33 degrees track temperature. 5:13 p.m. in game time. Max Ricker having a good hard look there down the inside at Paul Russell. Nothing's doing right now. We'll check the times as they cross the start finish line. Look at Ricker here. So 42.822 to Russell, a 42.840 to Ricker. So nothing separating these guys. They're going to continue to battle it out. The only driver has not pitted, and we are now officially into the second half of this race, is Andrew Lawrenson once again. Strategy coming into play here. What did he lap that last time? 42.925. So his best is a 42.6. So we'll see what he's able to do. Denis Strelnikov, 6.4 seconds off Michael Easter. Oh, Russell! The back end almost stepping out there. That's opened up the door for Ricker. They're going to go side by side down the hill into Ravazza. Oh, and it's these two exchanging mistakes right now. And now it's poor Russell his turn once again. And you can just tell he's kicking himself right now, thinking, oh, I had him. I just made a slight little mistake and thrown it away. But nonetheless, still 38 minutes left. Just drawn over halfway. Plenty more to play out here in round number 3. Race on Us. Monday night PC League. Hope you're enjoying the action. Been a pretty good race so far. It's Andrew Lawrenson leading. Michael Easter second, 42 seconds adrift. And Andrew Lawrenson does not have a pit stop in his pocket right now. Minimum amount of time he's going to be stopped is about 65 seconds, 64 seconds. So, which would put him around 4th right now. Who was that up ahead? That was the 177. Mark Hurley. What's going on there? I don't know. So 2 closest cars out on the circuit right now are these guys, Ricker and Russell. Lawrenson is our race leader, yet to pit. Michael Easter in 2nd. Strelnikov 3rd. Ricker 4th. Paul Russell 5th. Then you got Frost, Fakeney, Rayton, Mack, Huddy. The highest of the silver drivers is this man here, Neil Fakeney. Currently P7 and doing a great job right now. Made his pit stop and he is leading silver class from James Mack, who's in P9. So a couple of spots tucked behind him, about 12 seconds down the road. It's Andrew Lawrenson tucked in behind him, our race leader. Yeah, that is our race leader. Terry Rayton's about 8 seconds down the road, and Paul Russell just doing it. Not Paul Russell. Andrew Lawrenson just doing his best to just pick up a little bit of a toe from the slower Ferrari there along the front straight. So Neil Fakeney is the silver class leader and the AM class leader. Welcome back, Adrian Rice. He was in the Aston Martin last season. He's in the McLaren this season, the new McLaren in fact. And he's leading AM class. Oh. So that's the classes at the moment, and it's a pretty spread out field. Nando Latenzio, he's 7/10 adrift of Herbitron in the Lamborghini up ahead of him. But yeah, it's pretty spread out. We've only got the 18 runners at the moment as well, so that doesn't help. We're all waiting for this man here, Andrew Lawrenson. When's he going to pit? Let's see his lap times. 42.825. Michael Easter, that last lap around, a 42.242. Strelnikov, a 41.620. Ricker, a 42.360. Fastest little lot there, Strelnikov. He's 4.4 seconds adrift of Easter. So he was 6/10 slower, 6/10 faster on that last lap. Easter's obviously going to be in the lead when Lawrenson pits. Oh, and Strelnikov just did a... No, that was the lap that he was doing. So a 41.6 to a 42.280. He's pushing. He is pushing extremely hard right now, Dennis. Got someone with a yellow. Sorry, everyone. I'm just slightly distracted here, but we're doing all right. So Russell, he's a second behind Ricker. So really, where this race is at right now, we're waiting for Andrew Lawrenson to pit. Andrew Lawrenson will come out around about P4, and he'll have a handy lead over the man who's in front of Paul Russell right now. That's Max Ricker. Now, the other man that we should be watching is this man on screen, Denis Strelnikov. He's lapping 41.6s. We'll see what he does this time around shortly. He's chasing down Michael Easter, so that gap is continuing to fall in advantage of Strelnikov. Easter is about to cross the line. He does a 42.172. Strelnikov does a 41.787, so 4/10 faster on that last lap, and you can see him. There you go. We'll be catching glimpses of him. Michael Easter will be catching glimpses of Strelnikov in the rearview mirror, and that's going to be our battle for first and second. Where's Terry Rayton? He's down in 8th, 4.7 seconds behind Neil Fakeney. So it's just a case of what could have been for him. He'd be right up there in contention as well. So very unfortunate for Terry Rayton down there in P number 8 right now. Closest cars on the circuit, it continues to be Paul Russell and Max Ricker. Ferrari in the background, that's lap traffic out there. But we are not far away from beginning the final half an hour of round number 3. Maybe Andrew will go for splash and dash, no tyres. I reckon so, Stephen Haycock. I reckon you're on the money. I think that is what he's going to be doing. He's lapping 43 flat that last lap around. That's 9/10 slower. It's not a race-winning strategy, unfortunately, for him today. I don't think the fuel saving is quite going to pay off the way that it did last week. He was a second slower than Michael Easter on that last lap around. And Strelnikov was faster than both of them as well. This man here, Paul Russell, he did a 42.4. It's a couple of tenths faster on that last lap than Max Ricker. So Paul Russell, he's finished 3rd back-to-back races. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that today, make that 4 in a row. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see what the times are shortly. So Strelnikov continues to close down the gap. It's 3.6 seconds now. Let's get back to Russell and Ricker. Previous lap, Easter was 3/10. Oh, hang on. Nah, here we go. 42.5 to Easter, a 42 flat to Strelnikov. That is Adrian Rice. That is not Denis Strelnikov.
Lawrenson did a 42.935. So the gap between Easter and Strelnikov is at 3.2 seconds. So he continues to take bites out of the gap between himself and Michael Easter. Dennis Strelnikov, he'll have a little bit of lap traffic to deal with Adrian Rice, but I'm sure Adrian will be very accommodating and let Dennis through. You can see some of the battle scars on the front of the number 6 Porsche. He's pretty safe right now as well, Paul Russell. So he's 20 seconds up the road from the 666 Audi of Matt Frost. .27.5 minutes left. These are the two. Oh, here it is. Andrew Lawrenson. He's in the pits. Finally. Man, that's a long way to go, isn't it? He's gone a very long way. 73 minutes, in fact. So, Michael Easter coming through. He's going to take the lead. Dennis Strelnikov. He will come through very, very shortly. There he is. So, that lap around a 42.222 to Easter. A 41.455 to Strelnikov. He is pushing. Gets past Rice and Stephen Haycock. You win the guess of the round. You guessed it. Stop, splash and dash. He stopped for 14 seconds. That is that's shorter than anyone else. A total pit stop time of 56 seconds, which is 20 seconds faster than Strelnikov and 18 seconds faster than Michael Easter. Does Andrew Lawrenson have the pace? He's got a 15.3 second gap between him and Dennis Strelnikov. Strelnikov is 2.5 seconds adrift of Michael Easter. He's continuing to take chunks out of his lead. It was a 42.222 last time to Michael Easter. A 41.455 to Strelnikov. Easter had to deal with a little bit of lap traffic, but it was only Adrian Rice who led him through. So I don't think he would have really been held up too much. That's a big chunk of time to take out. Easter will start to see Strelnikov loom ever larger in his rearview mirror. In the meantime, Terry Rayton continues to make up ground after his stop-go penalty, sliding that Ferrari through Tamburello right now. He's in 8th position. He's got the silver class leader, Neil Fakeney, in his sights right now. And Neil Fakeney will still remain in the lead of the silver class category though. He's got James Mack and Paul Huddy both on the podium. And Adrian Rice, Masterson and Hurley. That's the podium for the AM drivers. James Mack. Oh, he's going backwards. That's at Tamburello as well. That's Paul Huddy coming through. Flick spin. Oh, it was awkward. It was really awkward. And he got tagged at the back there. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Very upset. Right. And then let's go on board with Huddy. He arrives on the scene and bang. Oh, that's going to be a fair bit of damage as well. That'll be time. That's going to cost him time. And Rayton, he gets past Neil Fakeney as well. Right, so a little bit of action to kick this one off. So last lap around. Oh, this is an interesting development. Michael Easter, a 41.812. Dennis Strelnikov, a 41.912. So a tenth faster to Easter on that last lap around. So has he just been pacing himself? We're just a tick under 24 minutes remaining. Coming towards the pointy end of this one. And Easter, that's his best time of the race as well. So has he just been pacing himself very, very nicely? Waiting for his time to strike.
very interesting development indeed. He's got a little bit of lap traffic now as well. That's one of the Ferraris. I think it's Bridgens, maybe? I'm not sure. And we've still got Paul Russell hunting down Max Ricker. Let's have a look at lap times as they cross the timing line. 43 flat to Ricker, 42.947 to Russell. So frustratingly same pace. Now here's Strelnikov. It's less than 2 seconds the gap. Oh, he's having to go around a couple of Ferraris here. That belong to... Who do they belong to? Just trying to pick up the number. 512. That's Herbertron. He's actually got a different livery, Herbertron. I think it might have been Bridgens was the other one. So he's cleared them. He should have relatively clear air for a little bit longer. 22 minutes to go, so the time's starting to tick down. That's the gap between first and second. Let's see what the lap times were as they cross the line. A 43 flat to Easter, a 42.680 to Strelnikov. He continues to hunt him down. 1.9 seconds the gap between the two. They've got some clear air for a little bit longer. Car 111, Hildebrandt and Paul Huddy. The next one's on the list. So they're not for a little while yet. They're going through Tosa right now as we speak. So we'll step away from that action. I will keep a very, very close watch on what's happening at the front of this one. There's Paul Russell. He's grown very, very tired sitting behind that BMW. He's a couple of tenths faster on that last lap to his credit. Still 8 tenths a sec. 8 tenths the gap. .9 between Easter and Strelnikov. Ooh, 1.7. We'll keep a close eye on their lap times as well. Russell's got a pretty good run there, coming up through Alta. So last lap around, a 42.267 to Easter, a 42.105 to Strelnikov. So a tenth the difference. It's 2 seconds the gap. Less than 20 minutes remaining. We've gone 80 minutes. We got 20 minutes left. These two, it's been duking it out the whole time, Ricker and Russell. 3 tenths faster again on that lap, Russell over Ricker. Andrew Lawrenson, to his credit though, he's in third position, so I did say he would probably drop down to fourth. He's in third, so shows you how much I know. He's lapping 43.347 that last lap around. 18.8 seconds the gap between him and these two cars here, as Russell having a look as they go through turn number 7. The hairpin of Tosa. It's going to be a drag race up the hill. They will soon come towards the fast left-hander of Piratella. Paul Russell just having a little bit of a look there. They come through turn 10 into 11. Aqua Minerale. Named after there's a freshwater spring at the bottom of it. springs of natural water located in the park behind the corner, hence the word Aqua Minerale. Russell just got caught up over those sausage curbs. Let's have a look. Let's go on board with him and we'll see what happened here. And then boom and yep. That lets Ricker off the hook a bit. As we go, oh, there's some nice scenes. Back to the action. Alright, so Michael Easter, he's really playing this absolutely sensationally. Really pacing himself, not pushing too hard. He did a 42.107. Strelnikov did a 42.117. So 1/100th of a second between them. 1/100th of a second between them. So this is quite impressive. He's a former Rouge champion. 1.2 seconds the gap. They got Hildebrand in front of them. He's going to let them through. Blue flag's waving. There we go. He's cleared him. No dramas. Wouldn't expect any dramas from Hildebrand either. Strelnikov just getting past. Alright, and then Paul Russell as well. He continues on. So, what do we got? Last quarter hour coming up. Round number 3. Denis Strelnikov looking to close down the 1.3 second gap between him and Michael Easter. He's got Paul Huddy ahead of him. John Stockton ahead of Strelnikov. And gets out of the way. It's bloody tough when the fast drivers come through. It really is. And especially when it's in an awkward part, you want to do your absolute best to try and let them past. Being a slower driver, I experience it a lot. But yeah, it's not always easy. You also don't want to, you don't want to have to sacrifice your lap as well. You might be battling with someone. So those guys doing their best. The gap's less than a second now between Strelnikov and Easter. That lap, a 42.6 to Easter, a 42.185 to Strelnikov. So 0.4 the difference. Strelnikov, oh, he is lucky. Yeah, that just shows you how hard he is pushing that Ferrari right now. And that has brought him undone ever so slightly. We're just alternating. That's a bit of a let-off for Michael Easter. He was starting to come under ever-increasing pressure from Denis Strelnikov, who just pushed a little bit too hard. Found himself out on the grass. And that was enough to relieve the gap, relieve a little bit of pressure from Michael Easter. But he's still got more defending to do over the next 14 minutes. That remains in this one. Things are heating up towards the end here. Max Ricker and Paul Russell, these two have been going at it back and forth, lap after lap after lap. 43 flat last time to Ricker, 42.870 to Russell, a 42.185 to Strelnikov on that last lap, a 42.6 to Easter. As we have a little bit of action down lower in the field, 14th and 15th. Latanzio takes the spot from Bridgens. And once again, we have the gap less than a second. The difference now between this man here, Denis Strelnikov, and Michael Easter. Denis Strelnikov, already a one-time race winner this season. Finished second last week in Indy. Michael Easter, his debut this season, finished 7th. Oh, the back end of that Porsche just stepping out. So could we have 3 race winners in the first 3 rounds? To do that, Michael Easter would need to hold on for another 12 and a half minutes. Silver class standings right now. Neil Fakeney, 8th outright. First in class, Paul Huddy, 9th. James Mack, 10th. They're both 2nd and 3rd on the silver class podium. And how's that for a bit of symmetry? You've got 11th, 12th and 13th is 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the AM class. So you've got the top 3 in the silver and then the top 3 in the AM. That's cool. If only we had Nando the Tenzio up in 8th. And then, oh no, you got those silver drivers down there as well. Never mind. Have a look at Adrian Rice. That's the very beaten up rear of James Mack that you're looking at on the onboard of Adrian Rice, our AM class leader right now. So good to see him return to the fold. I know he didn't particularly enjoy last season, so good to see him back though and doing well. This is the gap right now between 1st and 2nd. Michael Easter, Denis Strelnikov, 42.162, 42.322. And this is about the moment. Oh, Easter continues to throw that Porsche through there, through the Villeneuve chicane. Terry Rayton got a stop-go penalty in the pits. 30-second stop-go penalty through his pit stop. So that essentially put a big dent in his race. James Pierre-Reid, hope he got to the hotel safely and easily. But we've got a cracking finish coming up. I was going to say, this is about the time of the race where you're like, oh, it feels like there was 11 minutes left 11 minutes ago. You know, time seems to slow down, but then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's 30 seconds left on the clock, and Strelnikov doesn't want to wait till there's 30 seconds left on the clock. He says, I want to do it right now. Mark Hurley, what happened to Mark Hurley? He had a yellow flag next to his name. Never mind. There's a couple of tenths the difference in lap time between Easter and Strelnikov the last lap around. Advantage Easter. Let's see what it is this time. Have a look at that. That's the gap right now. 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes of this 100-minute enduro. That has been round number 10. Denis Strelnikov a 42.405. Easter a 42.757. So we've seen that many times. Strelnikov having the pace advantage. It's half a second the gap between the two. The last time it was this close, Strelnikov just made a slight mistake coming out of Tamburello. Cost him a big chunk of time. And now you can see that is the difference between first and second. Ooh, Adrian Rice. Oh, Adrian Rice, what has happened? That is at Tamburello. And I think that's Andrew Lawrenson. It is Andrew Lawrenson just coming through there. So let's see if I can pick up what happened. Here we go. Approaching out of the front straight. No, wrong one. Ah, Adrian Rice. I missed it. Sorry, everyone. I do apologise for that. And we'll get back to the action right now. This is action live now. Alright, sorry about that. Eight and a half minutes left. Time ticking down. 777 Ferrari. It's been all over it last part of this race. He started in third, currently second, wants P1. Michael Easter, he's got P1. He wants to hold on to it. Strelnikov looking to go around the outside of Tamburello. That is the long way around through there. We've seen Easter throwing it through the chicane, the Villeneuve chicane. Let's see what his line is this time. Once again, just riding the bumps beautifully, nice and tidy that time around. That's what you need, the cool, calm composure at this late stage of the race. 7.5 minutes left. These two are racing for the lead. Will we have a two-time race winner for the season, or will we have a third different race winner on the trot? We're going to find out in 7 minutes and change. If Strelnikov can somehow get past the Porsche of Michael Easter, who's driven a superb race. He's really controlled his pace nicely. He's defended when he's had to. He's upped the speed when he's needed to as well. My thoughts do go back to last week though, where he did manage to just fall across the line after having a fuel miscalculation. Hopefully none of that this evening. And he's able to go full beans until the very end. Less than 7 minutes remaining now. Strelnikov giving it everything he possibly can. He was 0.3 faster in the last lap. That's the gap right now between these two. Let's see what the lap times are. And Michael Easter was faster that time by 1/10 of a second. This is an enthralling battle. Strelnikov is throwing punches. Easter's taken him, and then his return serve. He's been able to throw punches of his own. Metaphorically speaking, of course. And this is going into the final round. 6 minutes remaining. The battle between Ricker and Russell isn't over either. Terry Rayton looking to pick another one off. He's 0.6 behind Matt Frost. So it's a case of what could have been for Terry Rayton. Andrew Lawrenson went extremely long, 73 minutes into the race. Unfortunately, the splash and dash option didn't pay off this time around. Still on the podium though, so that's nothing to be disappointed with. We're just so used to seeing him up the front in this position. But it is a Porsche in front, just not this time belonging to Andrew Lawrenson. It's Michael Easter. And now getting through the chicane there at Alta is going to become even more pressurized. Here's Rayton. He takes the spot. Oh, James Mack. What happened, James Mack? That's at Minerali. Oh, that's Lawrenson coming through there. I think that's John Stockton. Let's do a quick little replay here. James Mack. I will get to the action again very, very shortly. Oh, just a bit upset. Around she goes. And, oh, this could have been really bad. That's Lawrenson. Oh, coming through there. Adrian Rice. And back to the action. Here we go. 4.5 minutes left. Less than, in fact. Last lap around. 2/100ths of a second the difference. Advantage Strelnikov this time around. This has been an enthralling battle between these two. Great stuff from Michael Easter. He's absorbed all of the pressure. Strelnikov has thrown everything at him that he possibly can. But Easter has been able to respond every single time. Great driving. Two real class drivers going at it right now on Ruse TV. I hope you're all enjoying the show. It's getting a little bit late in the evening, 10:30. But if you're like me and you've been watching the cricket, this is still early days. Great stuff here though. 3.5 minutes left. So we've probably got a couple of laps left, I reckon, after this one. say 2 at the most. So chances are going to start running out for the 777 Ferrari. Is all over the back of the Porsche now. Can Michael Easter continue to absorb? Or will Strelnikov finally burst the dam to break through? You go past the start-finish line, so this will be the second last lap. Strelnikov taking the more truer racing line. Easter went defensive there, and it's cost him. He's run a little bit deep. Strelnikov got a great run out of there. They're going to go side by side. Easter going defensive through the Villeneuve chicane. Strelnikov all over the back of him. A little bit of a bump at the rear of the Porsche as it goes over the sausage curbs, and that is a very, very lucky let-off for Michael Easter. He could have lost that so easily, so great driving from him to gather that up. Strelnikov would have had his eyes light up and thought, here it is, here's my chance, I've got him. But Michael Easter able to get away with that one. Fine margins these guys are operating within right now as they weave their way down, plunge down the hill into Minerali for the second last time. Can Dennis get a run on him? He's got to go around the outside. They're going to go side by side as they approach Alta. Who's going to break the latest? Dennis Strelnikov. Oh, he runs deep. He crawls all over the sausage curbs. He's able to hold on to the lead. A bit of a bunny hop there from Michael Easter. Let's have a look at that one again. This was a change for the lead. So Strelnikov, he went up the inside. Oh, he ran just deep on the curb. A little bit of a touch. Easter ran wide. Holds onto it. Ride him, cowboy. And that was great stuff. So Dennis Strelnikov is on the final lap. You only need to be first once you cross the line. And it feels like forever that Strelnikov has been in P2. And look at that. That's the gap. Oh, and Russell is getting past Ricker as well. So some more. Oh, they both touch. They both touch. They both go around. That's a really disappointing way to end that little battle. They've been scrapping for lap after lap after lap. Max Ricker just getting himself going again as well. And it's all kicking off the last lap. The rules go, everything goes out the window on the last lap. And it's just hell for leather. But bloody great stuff from Dennis Strelnikov. That was a great pass. It was great driving from Michael Easter as well. It could have easily ended in tears for both of those drivers. Yet they were able to continue on. So great driving. I can't help but feel a bit disappointed for Michael Easter. He did so much hard work. And then to lose it on the second last lap, you have to feel for him. So very disappointed for him. But yet, doesn't make it any more undeserving from Dennis Strelnikov as Easter just giving it absolutely everything in the final handful of turns. Strelnikov, though, still has to see this right through to the end. Easter's not going to let him off. He's going to push him all the way. Got one more turn to make. Well, two, but it's not really a turn. It's more of a bend. Dennis Strelnikov, he is going to make it. Second race win of the season as he crosses the line. He is the round 3 winner. Congratulations, Dennis Strelnikov. Michael Easter, a fantastic effort from him. He'll feel disappointed not to have taken that race victory, but congratulations to Dennis Strelnikov. He is a 2-time race winner. Round 1 in Valencia, in Valencia, yeah, I was right. And then round 3 at Imola. This man here, Andrew Lawrenson, once again went long, 73-minute stint to start this one off. He is going to come home with a well-deserved P3. Congratulations, Andrew Lawrenson. Third for round number 3 of the Race on Oz PC Monday League Night. Congratulations. Paul Russell, this will be the first race that he's finished lower than third. He finishes 4th in the Jack Daniels Porsche. It's the Porsche 234. So great points for them for the Manufacturers Championship. And then the man that he was battling it out with for such a long time, Max Ricker, he comes home in P5. That is his second best showing of the season. 4th was his best. Terry Rayton, a case of what could have been. He had the stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He does well to come home in P6. Congratulations to him. Frost in 7th. Neil Fakeney, you've got a couple more turns. Will the internet hold on? What a redemption story for him last week. Top 5 finish on the line. A class win. His internet gave up, but this time around, Neil Fakeney, he takes out silver class. Congratulations. 8th outright. He's a silver class winner. Well done, Neil Fakeney. Paul Huddy, he finishes 2nd in class, and the class winner for AM is Adrian Rice. Wally Masterson and Mark Hurley round out the podium. James Mack was tucked in there in 11th. Hildebrandt in 11th. Bridgen Stockton and Latenzio is stopped out there on circuit. So that was a pretty good race until the end. That was fun, everyone. So congratulations, Denis Strelnikov. Great show from him. Michael Easter, you just feel like that inevitably he will win a race this season. So a great start for him back in Roos, and Andrew Lawrenson rounding out the podium. Neil Fakeney, well done. A class victory for him. Paul Huddy as well. Good to see him on the podium again. And welcome back Adrian Rice. 10th outright and a class victory. Well done to him. That is round 4 in the books. So let me just try and save this. Save the replay. Yeah, alright. I did it this time. Cool. Alright. That's everything. So that's Imola in the books. Now, where are we going after this? Let me just quickly bring it up. We're going to have a week's break. So we're going to take a week off. And then we're going to come back to my most despised circuit. I hate Brands Hatch. Oh, it's so horrible. It's horrible in the wet as well. It's so brutal. Do not enjoy it. But we will go there. And it's going to be back to the sprint format. 60-minute race. We'll do Paul Ricard. Now, Paul Ricard. I love that track. Great track, Paul Ricard. And then round number 6, Zolder. You can take it or leave it with Zolder. But then the last 3 races of the season, it just doesn't really get any better. We're going to do Suzuka, Silverstone, and a 2-hour enduro at Bathurst. Those last 3 races, man, that is going to be great stuff. So please do join us once again. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for the likes. If you haven't already subscribed, we're over 500 subscribers now. We're flying. And enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. It's Monday, so we're just getting started. James Pierre Reid, safe travels to you, my friend. I hope you enjoy your time over there as well. Thanks to the Russell family and everyone else who's in the chat. Stephen Haycock was in there. Jamie Easter was in there as well. Carlos Dominiak as well. But great stuff from everyone tonight. So enjoy the rest of your week. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. My name's Nick.